Okay, so this is my video response for the Slava Snow show, I guess. It's a mouthful, but I enjoyed it. It was very interesting to see clown played as like a story. I've never seen clown like that before. The only clowning I've seen is like in circus and they're just doing like little tricks or like just to make you laugh, which I feel like that was also incorporated in the show. But it was more like I'm trying to figure out how to say this. It was more like a play, if that makes like the show was like a play. It had a natural storyline, a beginning, middle, and the end. And the beginning automatically just like capture you because I was like, why is there a rope wrapped around the clown's neck? And then the pulling of the other clown. There was a lot of physical theater movements in there that we've learned that I saw. I saw a lot of undulations and I saw a lot of movement from the knees, especially when they had like this little choreo, like the trio with the sun and the moon, I think. Like the knees were a big part of that and the movement to make it look a certain way. There was just like a lot of little things that I saw in there that I realized like, oh, we learned that, we learned this. Another thing that I saw that was very interesting is the way that even though they had their face painted, you could see like them going through different objectives and actions in their heads. Like, and you could see that on their face as well. It was like even though their face was painted into a smile, you could see them change, like their emotions changed as a clown. And I feel like there was like a roller coaster of like, you know, what they wanted and the way that they made the audience feel. It was a roller coaster. Like at some parts I'll be like, oh my gosh, like what happened to the clown? Like I would be like devastated. And then other parts I'm like, wow, like that was really cool. So I like that. One thing that I didn't really enjoy was I in certain parts I kind of didn't understand what was going on, especially with the scene changes. And that's something that we kind of talked about on what was yesterday? Okay, on Thursday. But yeah, it was a little rocky in that like some parts I just honestly didn't know what was happening. Like there was this one part where he was just laying in the snow and I wasn't really sure what was going on. He was just laying there and like playing with it or whatever, but I was so confused on what was actually happening. As far as that, everything was pretty cool. It was cool to see something new, something different. That was something I've never seen before and that was like not what that wasn't what I was expecting to watch. But yeah, responses, ideas, I don't know. I think that's all I have to say. And this is only 3 minutes. What's something else? I really enjoyed that there wasn't just one person. It was like an ensemble. And I feel like the whole show was based not just on one clown, but definitely an ensemble participation. And I feel like that's what created, like, the ensemble created a lot of surprises throughout the show as well, especially when something blew up. I was like, wow, interesting. Very interesting. How did they not blow anything up in the theater? I was like, wow. And I actually really enjoyed the smoke and the fog too. That added like a little suspense to it. And it was like very creative to the way when they made the boat. When they made the boat out of the bed, I was like, wow, that is so creative. Like at first I was like, what is this? Like, what is this? And then when you saw the smoke and you heard the sounds and the little sail on the bed, I was like, wow, that was actually really smart because I don't think I would have thought of that, like a bed. But yeah, I really enjoyed the show. It was a very much thumbs up. At first, it took me a while to get into a little bit. Other than the first moment where I was really confused, like I was more amazed. As it started to go on, I started to get a little bit more confused. So it took a lot for me to watch all the way towards the end. It took a little going back, getting snacks, and coming back. But other than that, I really liked it, and I'm glad I got to have this opportunity to watch it because I don't think I ever would have watched it unless it was for this project. So yeah, I give this show out of a number out of 10. I give it a 6 because it was really good, but at the same time I was very confused half of the time. But it kept me drawn in, so I give it a 6. But yeah, that's it. Goodbye, Ben.